The drug crystal meth has proved to be a scourge around the country, and Western Australia is facing its own challenges. Over the coming months, a national ICE strategy will be developed to try to reduce the impact on families and communities. In a moment, I'll be joined by Brian Cousins, father of Ben Cousins, Angie Pascovicius from the drug support sector, and Price Scanlon from WA Police. If you have any questions for the panel, you can tweet them at ABC News Perth, #IceAge, or email us at abcnewswa@your.abc.net.au. But first, a look at the impact in Western Australia's regional towns from our correspondents in the far north and the Great Southern.
Albany, beautiful and historical. On the state's south coast, a retirement haven, a world away from big city problems. But in this tranquil place, there's a drug habit that's got a grip on this city and the Great Southern that's proving hard to break.
Just in this jar alone equates to a trafficable quantity in excess of 28 grams.
This week, Albany detectives uncovered a large, sophisticated drug operation on the south coast.
$18,000 to $22,000 just for that small amount there.
A big haul of crystal meth, ecstasy and cannabis destined for a seemingly insatiable regional market.
All the drugs here have been seized this year.
Networks of suppliers responding to a growing demand for ice.
These are the traces of methamphetamine.
The more resources police provide, the more drugs are being intercepted. But plenty is getting through.
It would be a shock for a lot of people to see how much drugs are in the town, because it's certainly not reflected in the crime statistics.
But it is reflected in the casualties that turn up to Albany's IceSpecial, a volunteer-run treatment program for addicts.
Staying clean? Over the last couple of years, it's just taken right off. It's everywhere. Kids as young as 11 are using needles, shooting it up. It's just disgusting.
In Albany, yes, it is easily available. People can just get it anytime they want it. Remember your children?
They are the odd couple. Jamie Coyne is a former ice addict.
I'm from Albany, so I'm 31 years old. I've done drugs in town and that sort of thing. People know me or know of me. I was a bit of a unit when I was growing up. I used to like to knuckle and that sort of thing.
And former prison counsellor Margaret Gordon is his grandmother.
From an inmate to a person working in the prison, and now we're two people on the same track with the same focus on what we want to have happen.
Earlier this year, they got together to form Albany's IceSpecial to help free addicts imprisoned by meth.
Breaking free from your own false thoughts. It's painting a different picture of yourself, you know what I mean? So you can become champions. And it all starts here.
At this workshop in Albany, they work as a team, delivering messages of empowerment, helping addicts rediscover who they want to be.
We're not give-ups here, are we? We're champions here, and we're victorious, we're triumphant. We've been set free from the chains of bondage of addiction.
The room is donated by PCYC, and they're doing this for free.
Who's taller than me that can get that down? Help, help, I need help right now.
For these recovering users, they're a lifeline in a city where help is hard to find.
What we're about is giving you tools so that when those choices have to be made, you can make them in an informed way.
Troy Lester-Webb has been to hell with ice.
What about you, Troy boy? What are you
Fantastic.
feeling? You're off the scale, are you?
Yeah,
Yep.
Great. I'm feeling healthy, loving life.
Since finding IceSpecial, he started the journey back.
I lost my family, I lost my 2 kids, and my life was a mess. Lying to my parents, stealing off my parents, lost all my friends, stealing off my friends and their children, and then, just want my life back.
Tony Skeen grew up in the shady streets of Old Broome. She's a proud Yawuru woman, but the 19-year-old is increasingly distressed at the impact of the drug ice on her friends and family.
Everyone's on it. Like, I don't think there's a second person that I can't think of, whether it's in my family or friends or somebody that I know of, who isn't on ice or isn't on a drug that is tearing them apart.
Broome's isolation delayed the arrival of the drug, but in the past 2 years it's taken hold, increasingly among Aboriginal people. Seeing firsthand the damage ice was doing, Tony helped form Break the Ice, a group of young Yawuru people trying to stop the drug spread. Each month they meet up to work on an education and awareness campaign. It's early days, but their Facebook page has more than 500 followers, and they're hoping to spread the message in local schools.
You've got the STIs and the used condoms and alcohol, but there's nothing around ice. Like, this is what is tearing a mob apart.
The picture she and friend Jono Pearson paint of ice use in the Kimberley is terrifying.
Everyone's on it, and the ice is the drug to take.
The pair say the most heartbreaking thing is seeing some of their own friends and family profiting from the ice trade.
It tears me apart to know that, maybe we might not even have a next generation.
Even for those addicts who decide they want to get clean, in WA's north, the options are limited. This is one of only 2 rehabilitation facilities in the Kimberley. Milia Amara sits on the outskirts of Broome. Over the past 30 years, its clients have almost all been alcoholics, but now meth addiction makes up 20% of referrals. The problem is, at any time, there's a waiting list of between 70 and 100 people.
Treatment should be available for those people that need it, and when they need it, and whenever they need it. And that's the issue, and we can't do that. For us as a service, we can't do that at this point in time.
Policing the drug in such a vast region is difficult, but in the past year, police have seized $1.5 million worth of ice. The way Andrew Amor sees it, there's a window of opportunity to slow the drug spread into northern WA before it decimates Aboriginal communities.
If we don't look at this seriously and in terms of a prevention, early intervention perspective, then we can only expect to see the harms increasing over time if we don't do something about it now.